My plan to end child exploitation? That sounds kind of lofty and ambitious, doesn't it? Yeah, I plan to upload this video to social media, so that's kind of why I chose that title. It's like a social media title meant to get some engagement, but also it's kind of it's kind of also just like genuinely my plan is like I've always been very ambitious about this ever since about 7 years ago when I discovered just the true horror and depths of child exploitation and how it proliferates online. And oh god, that's another story. But ever since then, I was just like, yeah, no. Like I remember one night I just sat out on the steps sort of area as the sun was setting. It was really beautiful and everything. And I was just like, you know what? This is my life purpose now. It's like to try to do something about this. And I'll be honest with you, I'm very discouraged right now because I am very ambitious, and sometimes it just fucking fails. But that's okay. So what I'm trying to say is right now as I'm telling you this, I'm failing at my goals. I'm failing somewhat at my goals. I'm succeeding in other ways, but of course, when you're confronted with a problem that massive, just like child predators and exploitative systems and just everything from top to bottom, really, just you're kind of. I mean, of course, the natural response, I believe, is to want to do something about it. Not just something, but something real, and it's a long story. So, I discovered that I am under equipped. I'm under equipped to deal with some of the problems that I was dealing with. Essentially, I have an online presence. I don't know who's going to watch this. It could be like a family member, or it could just be like a complete stranger who doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So it's like, it's just difficult to give all the context right now. But essentially, I have had a strong online social media presence. And within that presence, I try to help people who are reporting child abuse scenarios that are happening online. Because it's just like, what the fuck? Like, we have huge gaps in justice. As we speak, there are just massive gaps in our ability to fully take care of child exploitation scenarios. So I'm just like, hey, like, are you hearing silence and just no follow-ups from law enforcement? Okay, like, let's just talk. Let's figure it out, maybe help you find some resources. And this has worked. So this has worked, but it's complicated and it's also not worked, and that's why I'm withdrawing. I'm pulling back a little bit in this war, and I'm just trying to look at everything. By the way, this is a war on child exploitation. I'm surprised that other people in life don't share this idea. You know what I mean? Just this way of thinking that life is just kind of a war on child exploitation. I know that's kind of a bit of a sad, somewhat depressing view of the world, but unfortunately, it's kind of how it is for me sometimes, or just a war on exploitation in general. But yeah, so I mean, I've had several ways of trying to get the public as in just fucking internet strangers, involved in doing some kind of anti-exploitation work. And I realize that I'm under-equipped, which fucking sucks. I'm truly under-equipped because, to put this into perspective, have you ever seen predator catching sting operations? Okay, you're vaguely familiar with that, or you know exactly what that is? Okay, great. Do you know when you get the urge to do something like that yourself? Yeah. So I mean that roughly explains it. There's so much nuance to it. I wanted this video just to be a quick video, so I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, the mentality is just like, you just start thinking about the ways that you can deal with this when confronted with an exploitation scenario. And I've experienced this infinite amounts of times over the past 7 years. I'm just like, okay, yeah, ooh, this could be fun. I just need to set up this account and set up this sort of operation, and then, ooh, I know what to say here, and then, it's like a little spirit inside of me that's just like a crazy little spirit inside of me that's just like wants to take over and just think of like these creative ideas to just like take down predatorial people and systems, And of course, everybody experiences this. I don't have to pretend that we don't, right? Because yeah, I'm under equipped. And silence has sort of plagued my project. I've never been able to get people really, really, truly involved. I've never built a highly capable team. Which sucks. I hate having to say this because I'm just admitting my failures. I've built something. I've built great things so far, right? So it's actually great, and I'm actually proud of the feedback that I've received and what I've actually built. It's just, it's not enough, right? It's not enough because it keeps falling apart so fast. And I would be able to settle for something that is very grounded and very solid and very functional, right? Obviously, we're not trying to solve every problem at once. So I would settle for something that's very grounded, very solid, just very high, not even high level, just very functional. But I don't even quite have that. So you can see why I'm disappointed. Nothing happens. And there's a bit of silence. Silence on multiple fronts. We have sort of the people who I interact with and try to get involved with, and then there's just silence on behalf of just like the people in power, quote unquote, who are just, and they're good people and they're good systems. It's just fuck. We need to reform a couple ways that we do things here in the world. We need to, again, there's gaps in justice. There's huge gaps. We need to fix this. So yeah, we have a master list of problems, essentially. There's problems from the anti-exploitation space, which I've been kind of writing down as I go. There's the gaps in justice, like I said, and then there's just society's like sickness as a whole, just the plague of exploitation, and it really is a war, and it's very tragic. I don't want to be completely negative. That would be quite easy at this point, but no, things have to change. So I've just been kind of writing down problems as I go, just like every problem pertaining to child exploitation. Just like, fuck it, let's just start writing it down and see what happens. So I'm just kind of left with like problems. And so that leads me to my plan. I mean, again, it's lofty, the title of the video, but really, truthfully, I'm just kind of trying to pick myself up again and trying to make something functional. Very disappointing. I'm disappointed in myself and the world. So I want to build a team. Just keep building a team. I don't know what kinds of people I need, but I'm keeping my beacon, my spotlight available online so people can find me, of course. It's so hard. It's so fucking hard to do that, by the way. I've tried for many years. But I just keep trying. I want to thinking of all the ways I can go about it, but I guess that's where the other two steps come in, right? So the second step, I just want to ask organizations and people for help. Like, maybe content creators, maybe very passionate individuals. I know that there's some people from organizations like NCOSE, or I don't know, ICAC, other types of organizations like this who do actually have someone from their organization who would be willing to speak with someone like me, sort some of this stuff out, and just like, I don't know, figure it out. So I want to ask people for help. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. By the way, I'm not entirely confident in this plan. I'm not quite confident in a lot of these things, but that's step 2. Really quickly, I want to mention maybe the pre-step that I kind of forgot to say, and that is I just need to like sort out some of the people who have already began to help, but is very difficult to maintain because I'm under-equipped. So that can be fixed, and that can be done, and that's my plan. The step 3 is just like, let the world know. Step 3, just let the world know. Yeah. So that's what I'm telling you. I feel a little bit better now. If you want to work with me, you can. We can talk about that. Again, it's really hard to like try to get people to do work with you if there's just no like payment involved, and then you know you get into a point where you're just like, wow, I'm not receiving any feedback whatsoever, so maybe should I just try another thing, or blah, blah, blah. It's kind of hard, but I'm just gonna let the world know. I'm going to let the world know just how much child exploitation and pedophilia have hurt me and destroyed me. And it'll get to a point where people I know everywhere in all areas of life they'll just see this and they'll just be like, what the fuck? Like, and that's okay. That's actually great. I have a few people who really want them to see. And I want them to understand. So yeah. That's it. I should end the video. I don't know why I'm still talking, bro.